What's up, guys? Okay, so today is what? It's Tuesday, right? Yep, Tuesday. Monday's gone. It's 11:17, and I actually, oh yeah, I did code more. I forgot my computer crashed. Yeah, at 5 o'clock, like right at 5 o'clock. So I forgot to actually uh, finish my devlog. I was gonna like come back after it crashed, but I didn't. So anyway, we did from 4:15 to 5 o'clock, and what did we do? We were, oh, we did game testing. Did game testing. Uh, to see if recent changes broke or fixed the game. Turns out we inadvertently fixed a bug or two. The draw animation disappear bug seems to be gone. Overall, the game runs quite smoothly. Good progress. Cool. We did discover another bug, and if I remember correctly, the bug was whenever you went to, I can write this down here because this is actually important. So it looks like the draw animation disappear bug is gone, but let me not get distracted. Right, we'll call this the clickable card highlight bug, and this was yesterday, but we'll just put today's date since this is when we're adding it to do. And noticed that during first player's attempted play, actually the second attempt of the first play, since we weren't able to meld, we were only able to highlight some of the cards. There was a group of 3 cards in the middle of the hand that remained unhighlighted, and were also not played when I submitted my clicked cards. Note that during the first attempt, I was able to click all of them. Yeah. So we wrote that down. We had the draw animation disappear bug, and it was during the draw animation for both clients. After they choose a draw card, it would move visually to the hand location, but then disappear. We suspected dirty, but it wasn't. Cards being replaced to draw animation location. Check game ID. Okay, so yeah, we did all that. Also, maybe something card movement. Okay. Card group data. Okay. And crash bug. So I never looked at this. I'm gonna have to check this crash bug out at some point. But for now, we're gonna and I'll actually leave these at the top of current issue as a reminder. Because I really just don't look at these reminders. I don't keep them open. But anyway, so let me, what is it, Control Shift 5 to multiply this terminal. Now we're going to CD to Canasta main. We're going to copy it first though, so we can Alt down and then Control V to paste it into those. Now we're going to run the server. Okay, it's running. Now we're going to run the client 1, and then we're going to run the client 2, and we're going to see what we have here. Okay, well actually it looks like we're getting this old bug, which is waiting for the other player to join the server. And I kind of honestly, I kind of thought that bug might have been gone, but since it's shown itself, I do want to take care of that bug because it's been around forever. So let's see if we can figure this bug out. It's been around for like over a year, honestly. You know, I just kill the script and restart it, but it's gotten old. It needs to be fixed. Fixed it a long time ago. But I had so many other intermittent bugs. I was, you know, just kind of like hoping maybe it would work itself out because I did try to debug it before. I just wasn't successful. It's kind of hard. Like, it's probably not hard. It's probably something simple. It always is something simple when it comes down to it. Everything is simple when you understand it, you know? Like, you know, it's just true. So, let's... Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm just gonna kill the script. How do I... I'm gonna kill it from terminal. We're gonna do Control C. Okay. Huh. Why did it print out custom? Oh, because I enabled that log. I previously had those disabled, and I probably will re-disable those. So this is in custom append list 5. So let's go there, and it's line 106. Yeah, we're gonna disable all those. I mean, they're nice to have during certain, like, you know, certain times you do want to have those logged, but other times you don't. Alright. Let's put this over here. Network. Why do we have network open? Alright, so we disabled that, but we can just kind of ignore these, and let's see what we had. Let's see what happened here. So, we had a main thread, if name is equal to main, bind to server listen, start accepting clients, connected to client 1 and 2. So it actually connected to client 1 and 2. Okay. And let me go through this process here. So let's open up the server. So it starts with server, and we're gonna have client, and then we're also gonna have progression. I guess progression. These are the 3 files that are working together here. Server progression or server side, client is client side. So we have first the server is gonna run. It's gonna go to if name is equal to main, try. It's gonna set SS or CS. then it creates an instance of server. Okay. We have this timeout which we're not using. Then we have bind to server list and start accepting clients. Okay, blocks via while loop until both clients are online. So let's go to that real quick. Let's go to start accepting clients. So let's look for def start. Okay, there we go. And we have while self C1 online is equal to false or self CL2 online is equal to false. Con address equals self accept. Okay. Then we create a new thread. Right. Yep, self con 1 address 1. Okay. We do all that stuff. And then, yeah, so else if self.cl1 online is equal to true, self.current player int is equal to 2, current player int is equal to 1. Alright, we make a new thread, threading.thread, blah 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 blah. Okay. New thread.daemon equals true allows me to kill the server script without hanging due to non-daemon threads still running after main thread is dead. New thread start. Okay, and then if if self current player int is equal to 1, C1 online equals true, and if self current player int is equal to 2, that's weird. Why do we have that there? I don't know. And then we have, okay, so I don't think there's like any issue there. I don't think there's anything wrong here. So this sets client 1 and client 2 to online. Okay, now let's continue. What's next? Well, next would be threaded client. Threaded client, well, now we have 3 threads. We have main thread and then the 2 client threads. For each client thread, it's going to start running this threaded client function. Okay, the main thread is going to continue to run setup. Now let me just glance here. Actually, you know what? Let's see this. Send change attribute list waiting other player. I can just kind of, I don't have to review all this. I can jump straight to the point here. We have client 1 sending game state waiting other player, and that gets assigned when? That only gets assigned if the other player is not connected, right? Okay, so this is assigned client side. Okay, waiting other player to join the server. And now by the time that the player I think I might, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking of a possible reason for this. I'm thinking, what if, I don't want to assume, let me just look at the data first. So we send this out, which is normal. And then when client 2 connects, the server side will change the, let's see, so we go back to the server side. We have server side which will run setup and then the draw one, and setup doesn't like run anything as far as like it doesn't mess with the game state. So yeah, our issue is not going to be here. And then we have progression. So progression is going to be entered right here through the draw one. So let's go over here, and it's going to start the draw one, which is going to say for current game and P1 game, P2 game. Then it's going to set each player's game state to the draw one. Okay, so this should get sent out after because it runs, let's make sure it gets to that point. So it runs setup, it runs create double deck, which is in setup, and then yeah, it runs the draw one, so it gets here, but then we get an exception but that's our keyboard interrupt. So that's when we literally interrupted, and it interrupted at line 82 in progression. So this was after line 44, which changed the game state to the draw one. So I'm noticing though that it didn't send. I don't see the associated send for the draw one. And I don't know why that would be the case. Let's see. Yeah, so we don't have, despite us getting to line 88 in progression, or wait, was it 88? Okay, so we went to line 82 in the draw one. Let's see. Player enter name. Yeah, so it entered into this while loop. So it made it. Yeah, it made it past this section. We might want to move define player name to be outside of this, because it's just kind of tacky defining the function within the function. I think the correct, the more proper way to do this would be to have this as a standalone function, like to be defined in the global scope. It's just kind of weird to do it that way. So let's fix this. We're gonna actually, and let me make sure, be careful not to make any mistakes. So we're gonna copy this, then we're gonna backspace, and yeah, there we go. We're gonna then go right here, we're gonna paste that one, and Let's go down here. And we messed up the indentation because for some reason it does that when you copy and paste. I don't know why. It just does. It's probably something that I could fix if I knew how, or avoid, but I don't know how, so. Okay, so, and we're gonna fix this function. I'm gonna remove eval, below line, change this to remove usage of eval, since it's 1000x slower than if, elif, etc. Okay. We're gonna caution comment that because we just made this a standalone function now. And let me make sure this will still work. So it'll have the draw one. It's gonna set the game state, and I just want to put a note here below line debugging intermittent waiting other player bug. Noticed this data never got sent for whatever reason. Okay. Alright. So let me just review this. We have the draw one for current game, P1, P2 game, set the game state. Then we enter a while true where we call player enter name. And then we check if they have both entered their name. And if so, we break out. And we then return the draw 2. So I don't see that there'd be any issue with us moving that out of there. It seems like this would be fine to do. Player object enter name num. So it takes player object and game object, which is passed. Yeah, so that should be fine. I just wanted to make sure I didn't just mess anything up. We should have the functions. You don't really want to define functions within functions. It's just, I don't know. It's just not right. Can't really explain it exactly. I just know it's not correct. Anyway, so then we have def player enter name, and then they enter their name, etc., etc. Yeah, so this is all fine. Why do I put this? We may have to check input text final first. Issue here is that text input active is transferred before input text final is, so enters this section errantly. This was a bug that I was dealing with before. Input text final first. Issue here is that text input active is transferred before input text final, so enters this section errantly. Oh yeah, but we added the delay. Like, I thought we fixed that bug. I'm pretty sure we did. See how many sidetracks you get, you know, like when you're deep in a project, and that's why it's really important to do it right the first time. Because as I did this project, I was learning Python, so like this code went from being very terrible to like a lot better, but still kind of like chaotic. It's still kind of like delicate, more delicate than it would be if I would have started the project with the knowledge I have now. But anyway, so I wanted to say this bug was fixed. Ah, I'll just put another note for now. Not 100% sure, but I thought that we fixed this bug. Leaving until I know for certain. Yeah. Alright. So this function is fine to stand alone by itself. Let's just test it and make sure that we like don't crash or whatever. Oh, well, obviously you can't run when you have yeah, notice this data never got sent. And we always put 6 pounds to signify a caution comment, so that when we do Control-Shift-F to search the entire project, we're able to find all instances of that of those caution comments very easily. You might forget, you know, you get sidetracked and whatever. So as you can see, the issue with diagnosing that intermittent waiting for other player bug is the fact that it's very intermittent. I can't make it happen because I don't know why it happens. So it only happens sometimes. Most of the time it doesn't happen. It seems like it happens less and less. But apparently it still exists, and which means if it's an intermittent bug, then that means it's not a like hard bug. That means it's like it's something to do with a delay, data transfer, could be faulty logic, but like honestly this is probably an issue with like an order of operation. It might be that it's oh, see, we something messed up here. That was strange. It dealt him 3 cards and then dealt him his. That was odd. Now you see, that's exactly what I was talking about. This is dealing with client and server operations is not easy to synchronize everything. I would have never imagined it would be so hard. It is hard. It's super hard. It's very difficult. So he's gonna click play cards, and after the delay it's gonna let us pick, and let's see if we can replicate this other bug. Actually, I'm gonna hold off for just a second. I wanted to write this down, and let's see. Let me just verify this. It did not send the change of the progression game state. Where is it? Here it is. Oop, it crashed. Why'd it crash? Oh, I wonder what happened there. It cut me out and crashed for some reason. It says that was a keyboard interrupt. I'm not sure. I couldn't keep track with that one. But anyway, let's add this to things to do, and that's line 78. Alright, here we go. Waiting other player bug. After facing a couple of bugs, kind of again, it still exists. And then let's put the date, 1724. Notice that logs did not show that game state change made at line number 78 in to the draw one. And actually, let's do it like this. Game state change to the draw one made at line 78 in regression pi never was sent over the network. Now, let me just verify that that was the case first. So let's open this up some more. Stupid ass mouse don't work anymore. Okay, maybe we weren't logging any sends. Hold up. That might actually be the issue. I don't want to assume, because we disable and enable certain logs as needed to declutter it. Declutter the terminal when we're debugging. Let us see if we can... So this would be in server, and we're going to be looking in threaded client. We can hide all those notes. We don't need to see all that stuff. And if you want to read the step-by-step, etc., etc., all this shit, we don't need to read that. So try, accept. What am I looking for? I'm looking for... Okay, so I'm looking for these logs, and I want to make sure we're sending... we're printing our log every time that we send something. Matter of fact, the easy way to do this would be .traceback. So let's look and see which one of these are... Yeah, I think I want to enable these actually. Actually, no, I don't, because that's going to print out over and over so many times. I really don't want that enabled. I think I do, but I really don't. And we don't actually need the lock to print either. Okay, so we have this resending, and this is for a resend, obviously. Then we have for when we receive. Okay. Now we have sender ID, receive. So this is receive verification. So that's receive verification send. Okay. Then we have resending And this actually, I know I've restructured this a few times, but this should actually have the like action or section that it's executing, like a description, which is what this is, immediately after like the current client ID. So we want to know the line, the file, the client ID, and then like what section we're dealing with and what exactly is happening. And this is going to be where we're doing a receive verification send. But we don't actually need to log that. I'm trying to log the just regular send. So this is start of the send section. Okay, so we do have it enabled. So we should actually be logging this, which makes me think that it didn't, like, it didn't get sent. Huh. Which is odd. So it made the change to the game state, but it never actually sent it over the network. Just making sure. Yeah, we definitely have those enabled. I would expect them to work, honestly. I don't understand. Well, the logs are definitely working. It just means that we didn't send it. And we're gonna just change this to be empty instead of main. Stands for main thread. Alright. So it does look like it just didn't execute that. It did not send that data. Pretty positive of that. So where were we writing this? Control Z, there it is. Notice that logs did not show the game state change to draw 1. Did not show that it was sent over the network. Change was made from SS and should have logged the send. Verified log was enabled, but it didn't log it, therefore didn't send it. Client also verified this because they didn't show an associated receive for this data. So for whatever reason, that data was not sent. Perhaps it wasn't. Well, we don't know the issue. We don't know why. That's like the whole reason there is. I want to see if I can make it happen again, actually. I don't know. I don't really want to waste time like that. That was the whole reason I didn't want to debug this one, is because I spend time trying to replicate it, and like it only happens 10% of the time. So I'm like, I'll just deal with it when it shows up. But when it doesn't show up, I would rather focus on another bug to maximize like my productivity. You know what I mean? So re-enable sound. Yeah, that's so here is something that we can remove this implication after SS card movement. Oh no, we never actually did this. This is where we stopped, and we did game testing. Yeah, we were gonna do this, then we did game testing, and then we discovered the clickable card highlight bug while we were game testing. So as you can see, Programming is a lot of sidetracking, which means you need to take notes of like everything. It's the most important thing. Document everything. It takes time, but it's worth it. Anyway, implication after SS card movement and draw window main fix. After the movement of SS versus CS check, doesn't this fix imply that all the places in GamePy which would check, and let's spell correctly so we don't look like an idiot, for screen service, endure, etc. are now absolutely not necessary since we never execute draw window main function call from server side. If so, remove all that code since it is now dead bloat code. Okay. True. First, let's go ahead and test this to make sure that when we moved that function in progression to not be defined from the inside of another function, did not break the game. And we're going to go to client 1, his name's always Joshua, and the second guy's name is just going to be M. And he's preparing to play the game. There's a 3-second delay. As you can see, it's still, there we go, that delay is like 4 seconds. It's a safety net to make sure that the delay isn't too short, which causes bugs. That makes us like look for a bug where, you know, it weeds out bugs so that we can solve the other bugs. So we don't think that the cause for that bug is somewhere else. We like are making sure we have a plenty long enough delay so that we don't have to worry about, is this really the right location? Whatever, it's fine. It's not important. Okay, so there he goes. It's oh, you see it's happening in opposite order. Huh. That was kind of cool to see. They did it in different orders, like the two different clients. They receive the data at different times, so like they did it in different order. It's kind of cool. Anyway, we're gonna. I want to see real quick if we can replicate this highlight bug, or if